There it is. Okay. Now what should I eat? I think we're going to get into the gaming part of the day. I got a message.
Tulsi Gabbard just dropped an absolute bombshell, and honestly, right this very moment, the deep state is panicking.
Let's review it.
See, just a couple of hours ago, Tulsi Gabbard dropped an absolute nuke on the
She's
deep
leaving?
state, exposing all of the dirty tricks that they tried to use in an effort to manipulate the outcome of the 2016 presidential election. And so, thanks to this brand new report from Tulsi Gabbard, we finally have the proof to confirm without a shadow of a doubt that the Democrats intentionally and deliberately manufactured fake information in order to try to manipulate the outcome of the 2016 presidential election. And so, folks, to really kick off today's video, I want you all to take a look at what Tulsi Gabbard herself had to say about all of this. Then we're going to have a lot to talk about. As Tulsi Gabbard posted,
I think he's streaming right now. I was gonna.
Americans will finally learn the truth about how in 2016 intelligence was politicized and weaponized by the most powerful people in the Obama administration to lay the groundwork for what was essentially a years-long
I was watching a tree cutting video.
President Donald Trump, subverting the will of the American people and undermining.
Move this over here. Move this over here. That one. Close that.
Our democratic republic. Here's how.
Well, let's go confirm. Twitter, where are you, my unsolicited friend?
For months preceding the 2016 election, the intelligence community shared a consensus view. Russia lacked the intent and capability to hack U.S. elections. But weeks after President Trump's historic 2016 victory defeating Hillary Clinton, everything changed.
DNI Gabbard on the Russian collusion hoax. The effect of what President Obama and his senior national security team did was subvert the will of the American people, undermining our democratic republic and enacting what would be essentially a years-long coup against President Trump. Holy cow. 2+ years dealing with this on a daily basis while they tried to destroy our lives. We knew what was happening, but we always kept up the fight. Thank you to DNI Gabbard for exposing these corrupt thugs. They must be held accountable. Their goal was to assert President Trump and subvert the will of the American people. No matter how powerful, every person involved in this conspiracy must be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. The integrity of our democratic republic depends on it. We are turning over all documentation to the GOD for referral. New evidence of Obama administration conspiracy to subvert President Trump's 2006 victory and presidency. Washington, D.C. on Friday, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard revealed overwhelming evidence that demonstrates how, after President Trump won the 2016 election against Hillary Clinton, President Obama and his national security cabinet members manufactured and politicized intelligence to lay the groundwork for what was essentially a year-long coup against President Trump. Oh, this is directly from the website. Okay. So we read this. In the months leading up to the November 2016 election, the intelligence community, IC, consistently assessed that Russia is probably not trying to influence the election by using cyber means. On December 7th, 2016, after the election, talking points were prepared for DNI James Clapper, stating foreign adversaries did not use cyber attacks on election infrastructure to alter the U.S. presidential election outcome. On December 9th, 2016, President Obama's White House gathered top National Security Council principals for a meeting that included James Clapper, John Brennan, and Susan Rice, John Kerry, Loretta Lynch, Andrew McCabe, and others to discuss Russia. After the meeting, DNI Clapper's executive assistant sent an email to IC leaders tasking them with creating a new IC assessment per the president's request that details the tools Moscow used and actions it took to influence the 2016 election. It went on to say, ODNI will lead this effort with participation from CIA, FBI, NSA, and DHS. Obama officials leaked false statements to media outlets, including the Washington Post, claiming Russia has attempted through cyber means to interfere in, if not actively influence, the outcome of an election. On January 6, 2017, a new intelligence community assessment was released that directly contradicted the IC assessment that were made throughout the previous 6 months. After months of investigation of this matter, the facts revealed this new assessment was based on information that was known by those involved to be manufactured in, i.e., the Steele dossier, or deemed as not credible. This was politicized intelligence that was used as the basis for countless smears seeking to delegitimize President Trump's victory. The year-long Mueller investigation, 2 congressional impeachments, high-level officials being investigated, arrested, and thrown in jail, heightened U.S.-Russia tensions, and more. The issue I am raising is not a partisan issue. It is one that concerns every American. The information we are releasing today clearly shows there was a treasonous conspiracy in 2016 committed by officials at the highest level of our government. Their goal was to subvert the will of the American people and enact what was essentially a year-long coup with the objective of trying to usurp the president from fulfilling the mandate bestowed upon him by the American people, said DNI Tulsi Gabbard. Their egregious abuse of power and blatant rejection of our Constitution threatens the very foundation and integrity of our democratic republic. No matter how powerful, every person involved in the conspiracy must be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law to ensure nothing like this ever happens again. The American people's faith and trust in our democratic republic, and therefore the future of our nation, depends on it. As such, I'm providing all documents to the Department of Justice to deliver the accountability that President Trump, his family, and the American people deserve. Holy cow. That is nuts. What else did you post? And that's the most recent one. That's crazy. Crazy. Is Ricky Donkulus. Current. Good. I'm glad I'm really actually glad that they're looking into this further, that it's been brought to more people's attentions and prosecute